Welcome back to This Week. I'm pleased to be joined by Sam Seipel. He is the Vice President of Development and Marketing at the Nashville Rescue Mission. Sam, welcome. Nice to see you, sir.
Great to see you, Bob. Thanks.
This is unfortunately the time of year where we give you some attention. We should give it to you all year long, but it's a busy time with the holidays coming up and the services the Rescue Mission provides. Talk a little bit about what's going on between now and leading up to Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah, the holiday season is very busy at Nashville Rescue Mission because we do have a larger number of folks that come to our doors, men, women, and children, seeking shelter, seeking food, meals, finding hope, right? And fortunately, Nashville's just a great community to respond. So we have an influx of volunteers coming in. We have people that are donating turkeys, dropping off scarves and hats, things like that we need. Of course, financial donations as well. And so it is busy, but thankfully we're there to respond to the increasing demand that we're seeing for homeless services. We have a life recovery program that we really encourage folks to get involved with. It's a 7-month commitment, but this is where we're able to provide counseling, coaching, therapy, education, whatever it is that they need to help them get on their feet to a better tomorrow.
You're talking about the aspect of your growth. Have you seen, unfortunately, the need for that growth because of the growth of homelessness?
Well, as Nashville grows, so grows the homeless population, fortunately. And yes, we're at an all-time high right now in terms of people staying with us every night. We're averaging around 850 guests per night. It's about 500 at our men's campus. And then, of course, we have our new women and children's campus up on Rosa Parks Boulevard. That's averaging about 350, 380 a night. And so now we're experiencing the working poor, right? We actually have people that are staying at Nashville Rescue Mission that have jobs, part-time jobs, full-time jobs, but they're not quite making enough to have stable housing on their own. So we also have a transitional housing program where folks can have a bridge to help them kind of build the resources that they need to finally get back into stable housing.
Mayor O'Connell is working with the Homeless Coalition, trying to provide aspects that help you folks out, trying to look for more ways to provide affordable housing. That's such a shortage. Also, part of the aspect, too, has been the removal of homeless encampments in some parts of town. And while there's a mixed bag there, obviously there's some issues that can't continue, but does that make your job even harder? Do you get more folks when one of these camps closed down?
We do. We'll see an influx of folks that maybe otherwise would not have come to the rescue mission for whatever reason, but now perhaps they have no other choice. And our role is to open them, welcome them with open arms. We're not there to judge, we're not there to coddle, but we're there to help and provide hope.
Is there a face of homelessness? Does it continue to change? I mean, I've talked to you guys for many, many years, and it seems to have changed. A few years back, it was maybe a mother and child, and now it's total families. It's not just a man who's out of work. The face of homelessness evolves, doesn't it?
How often do we, pass under a bridge and we see a guy there with a brown bag and a long beard and we think that's homelessness? But you're right, it's anyone nowadays. People who are professionals, maybe they've hit hard times, maybe they have an eviction. We have women and children that need to rapidly escape a domestic violence situation, right? And so, any one of us is just 2 or 3 bad decisions away from experiencing homelessness. And so our role is to be there and help meet people where they are. What is it, the challenges that you're having that we can help you with to overcome?
You talked a little bit about folks relying on your resources during a transitional period, that they are working maybe, but just not making enough money. Eventually, hopefully they do and are able to live on their own. Are you seeing those success stories? Are you able to have folks transition from you to full employment and have the home of their own?
Absolutely. We have so many success stories, and they just touch your heart. We actually have a graduation program for our life recovery graduates, and they get up and they tell the stories of where they were, how they ended up at the mission, and the life transformation that they experienced. So now they have a success story. Many of them come back to us. They're either working at the mission now or they're volunteering with us. It's a great success story.
Is there a particular issue? Is there one thing that folks talk about that has led them to be in need?
I wouldn't say there's any one particular issue, but the driving issues of homelessness are mental health issues, substance abuse. But, those are often symptoms of much deeper problems, right? Perhaps they come from a situation of life trauma, and now they are addicted to drugs to numb the pain. And so that's where we come alongside and say, how can we help you with that?
Are you seeing younger folks in need? There's a whole study and some results showing how especially younger men are having a very difficult time finding full employment. They're working part-time. They're not having resources for health insurance and the like. Rents are expensive. Are you seeing that group of folks who maybe you normally wouldn't see?
We're seeing it at both extremes, and what I mean by that is, yes, we have that younger generation you talked about. We're also seeing an uptick in elderly population because they can't afford the health care, they can't afford the nursing care that perhaps they need. Yeah. And so we're now dealing with some new infirmity issues that we never had to deal with before. Folks who are coming with walkers and wheelchairs and oxygen tanks that we're working to accommodate.
Do you have those services, or they're providing services for folks who may need a wheelchair to get around and working with other organizations?
Yeah, we can provide some basic accommodations for folks.
I've seen those folks too, yeah.
Right, but there sometimes are issues that are beyond our scope, and we do partner with other providers in the area to make sure that folks are getting the help that they need and that we're putting them in a position where they can thrive.
We try to get your word out with what's going on growth-wise. I've been here long enough. I remember when your mission was downtown, but because of the growth there, you moved to now on Lafayette, the old Sears building there. Do you worry that because growth is coming there that you may be forced out at some point to have to move again?
Well, it is a very active area of town. Pie Town is the area we're in, and there's a lot of construction and building going on there. And of course, we've had developers approach us. But Bob, where are we going to go?
Yeah.
Right? We are right where we need to be. We're close to the Greyhound bus station. We're very accessible from the streetways. We need to be where we can provide the best care for the men and the women up in the Salemtown, Germantown area as well.
Right.
Yeah.
What can people do to help? This holiday season, obviously, we think about ourselves. We think about, gifts for our family. What can we do to help some folks who are having a tough time and really need the support?
It is the season of giving, right? Thanksgiving, giving presents, and it's a very special time at the mission because people know that they can come to the mission and yes, they'll get a meal. Yes, they might even get some presents, but they're also going to get a warm smile. And so we really appreciate it when folks volunteer. We have an increased need for folks who are willing to help maybe serve meals, help wrap packages, also folks who are willing to drop off goods and services. We have an increased need for food, presents. You can go online onto our website, and we have an Amazon wish list, and you can purchase things or donate them at the drop-off center at our donation center in downtown.
Finally, sir, it is such a busy time of year between now or Thanksgiving next week, Christmas a month away from that. How many folks will you house? How many folks will you feed during that 6-week period?
Yeah, we will be well into the tens of thousands. Matter of fact, just between next week, between Wednesday and Thursday, Thanksgiving, we'll be feeding 9,000 meals that day.
You do great work. Hope the folks can help you a little bit, and we got your story out. Sam Seiple with the Nashville Rescue Mission. Appreciate your time and your insight, sir.